You guys see that? Just gave myself a mole. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Stacy. Thank you guys so much for joining me for today's video. As you can see by the title, I'll be doing a fall makeup look tutorial showing you guys how I achieved this look right here. It's a very fall vibe, spicy pumpkin looking look, and it was so easy, so quick. Also, I used all drugstore products, so if there's anything that you guys liked, I got you. Save some coin. If you guys want to see how I created this look, just go ahead and keep on watching. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is use these clips that I got off of Amazon. These are really good when you don't want any sort of like dent or anything, which I don't think anyone wants that either way. But like, say if you already have your hair done, these won't leave like that harsh little dent or line. My hair gets like any kind of markings really easy, so I like to use these. So now I'm gonna take my Olay Regenerist Whip Moisturizer. I love this moisturizer. It's been my go-to for quite some time now. It's very lightweight, it has SPF, it helps with the elasticity of your skin. So I'm just gonna work that in and let it sit while I work on the rest of my face. Alright, now I'm gonna take my lip balm from Maybelline and just prep my lips, you know, let my lips moisturize a little bit. Since we've been having to wear the mask and all that when we go out, this would rub off on the mask, so my lips have been pretty dry and chappy lately. Alright, now I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Brow Ultra Slim Defining Pencil in the shade Deep Brown. And I do have my eyebrows microbladed, but I'm just going to go ahead and define them just a tad bit more and intensify them to go with the look that I'll be doing. Not changing much. Literally, like I said, just want to intensify it just a tad bit. Whenever I do my eyebrows, as you can see, I like to just relax my brows because I notice I do this a lot. I move my eyebrows a lot because I make a lot of facial expressions. So I always have to be sure that I'm catching myself relaxing, or I'm gonna draw them on like that and I'm gonna look like that the whole time. I don't want to look surprised when I'm not surprised. So I have a really bad habit of slouching, guys. Like, I bought this brace thing off of Amazon to help with that. Like, it's like a posture brace that you wear like right here. It has like these straps. It has helped a bit, but it says you should do it like a few minutes every day to get used to it. Now I'm gonna take my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer Satin Finish in the shade Medium Beige, and I'm just going to prep my eyelids with that. So literally just put a dot there and a dot over here. Guys, the other day I got like I guess it's like a sty. It had been a long time since I've gotten a sty, so I wasn't even sure if it was a sty. How do those happen? I don't know, but it's finally going away, which is cool. But I thought that was weird because I don't really get them. Same with the brows. Since I like to clean them up at the bottom, I need to make sure I relax my eyebrow and not make any facial expressions so I don't create a different shape than what I already have. And I like to bring the concealer in right here to brighten up this area. Brightening that up makes you look more awake. And the brush that I'm using, it's from Crown Brush, and it's the C469 Precision Concealer Brush. Now I'm going to take a fluffy blender brush. This is from BH Cosmetics. It's a Studio Pro brush in the number 6. It just looks like this. And I'm just going to blend that concealer out just to make sure I have like a clean base before going in with the color. Now I'm going to use my Jaclyn Hill palette, volume 2 by Morphe. And I'm going to take, guys, my palette's really dirty, but I'm going to take this G Money color right here. And this is going to be the only eyeshadow shade that I'm going to use for this look. It's super easy. It's like super freaking easy. I'm going to use a Wet n Wild brush. I think this is just like a flat eyeshadow brush. It doesn't have a number or name. I'm going to pack my brush and tap it onto the lid. My main focus right now is just building that color up on the lid. I don't really use eyeshadow primer when I do eyeshadow looks. There's honestly not really a reason why I don't. I just use my concealer as my primer and it's worked fine for me. And like I said, I'm just doing it straight on the lid. So here I'm not bringing it out too far or anything because I want that to stay bright and clean. I love this color. It's like such a pretty tan brown color. I'm going to take a blender brush. This is also from Wet n Wild, and very lightly I'm just going to start blending out that harsh line and buff it out a little, working in like a windshield wiper motion and then doing like these little bitty swirls. So I'm just going to do that, focusing it like from the outer part, and then I'm going to take a smaller blending brush to work the inner corner, because if I were to go in with this one, it's just going to drag it out too far, and that's not what I want to do. All right, now I'm gonna take my Morphe M562 blender brush. It's like this tiny itty bitty thing, and work the inner part of the lid just to keep it very tight and not blend out that eyeshadow too far out. This is one of the brushes that I bought from Ulta, and I mentioned it in my makeup haul. If you guys haven't watched that video, I'll go ahead and link it above. In that video, I realized I freaking bought a lot of eyeshadow palettes, and I was like, why? Why did you get so many eyeshadow palettes? I'm gonna go in with this ColourPop in the color Let Me Pass. It's super freaking pretty. Look at that. It's a super shock shadow. And so what I'm going to do is just take my ring finger like that and just press it on top. I could leave it matte like this. Like, I really love it matte. Now I'm debating if I should leave it matte or not. Now we're gonna add a little shimmer to make it a little more spicy, and I'm just going to pat that right on top, staying super close to my lash line. Let me bring you guys in a little closer so you guys can see the pigment. Now I'm going to take that blending brush that I used earlier and just blend out a super shock shadow to make sure I don't have any harsh lines there either. That's pretty much it for the eyes. That's literally it. I've been having this for a pretty long time and I haven't hit pan yet. So these are so freaking worth getting. Now I'm going to clean up my shadow from down here. I'm gonna take my micellar from Garnier, add it to a microfiber towel, and just clean it up. All right, now I'm gonna do some lashes. I was debating if I should just add like mascara, coats of mascara, but I want to be a little extra, so I'm gonna add some lashes. Lately I've been wearing the same style. The ones I've been using is from Kiss. It's the So Wispy in the style 09, and of course I'm taking my Star Glue and using that. It was still a little wet when I applied them, so I'm trying not to mess with it too much so the glue doesn't get everywhere. But while that dries up a little more, I'm gonna just go in with the other eye and then come back to this one and fix it up. And these have just been really pretty. They're very lightweight. I'm watching a Law and Order episode and it still gets me so sad. And I say still because like I've already watched the whole thing, like literally from the newest episodes. From time to time I have my Law and Order marathons where I'll start all the way from season 1, from when Elliot was still there. I love using this lash applicator because it's so freaking helpful and convenient whenever you're trying to be very precise with your lash. I'm still not able to apply lashes with just my fingers. So whenever I see girls with like long ass fingernails and they be popping on lashes like nothing, I'm like, damn, that's a skill because I still can't do that. I'm just going to tightline the top so my lashes can blend a little better. And I'm using the ColourPop, what is this, creme gel liner. Pretty sure it's just in black. The name is already like so faded out I can't even see. I've also seen girls like do something like this and then they just like apply the liner like nothing, and I can't do that either. Like I have to have a mirror to see where I'm applying it. Knowing me, I would like go off of the freaking waterline. Now I'm just going to add this NYX Epic Ink Liner to my lid. I'm going to take my e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer and apply it mainly to the center of my face. On my nose, my upper lip, a little bit in between my brows, to my forehead, on my blemishes. All these are like acne scars from when I got adult acne in high school. I never had like a pimple or anything, so I suffered from adult acne and I did not know how to act. It was the worst. I was just like, what is happening? Now I'm going to use my Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation in the color Caramel, and I'm just going to apply some on one side of my face. Taking a beauty sponge, I'm just going to work that in, a damp beauty sponge, and press it into the skin every time I do my foundation, because I like touch my nose and pat it. I don't know if that's like causing me to want to sneeze or what, but end up getting like a runny nose or something. On my forehead, I don't like to go in too much with foundation because then it just gets all cakey. So with the little bit that I put right here in the center, I just work that onto the whole thing. And then with my beauty sponge, I just like to clean up my brow like that, just a little bit. I don't do it with the concealer because then you're just gonna have like a light line on top, since you guys saw the concealer is a lot lighter than my skin tone, and so that would have just looked crazy. I'm just gonna go in with another layer and focus it on my blemishes and wherever I have high pigmentation. Now I'm gonna go in with my Maybelline Fit Me concealer in the shade Medium and do my under eye. I'm starting to get pretty bad dark circles. I can get up so early in the morning and I would think, man, like by 9 at least I'm gonna be so sleepy, and then before I know it, it's like 12 and I'm like, great. And don't you guys have those moments when you're like starting to count how many hours you have left before you need to get up the next day? That's me. I went a little heavy on the concealer because I was talking too much. So what I'm gonna do is just blend out the concealer everywhere else but my under eyes, because I want to let that sit a little bit in order to get the best coverage. Now taking my mirror, I'm just going to angle it and go in order to be able to get as close as I can to my lash line. What I like to do is take the beauty sponge and whatever foundation I have left, just go over that concealer to help blend out even more. It's all about blending, guys. As long as you focus on blending, your makeup will look so good. So good. To set my concealer, I'm going to take my Wet n Wild Photo Focus translucent powder. It gives you such like a smooth airbrush finish. Like, it's insane. Using my beauty sponge, just going to press that in. Just like that. And I'm going to do the exact same thing to the areas I usually get oily. So that's like around my nostrils here, the tip of my nose bridge of my nose, the center of my, I usually get really oily right here in between my eyebrows and right in the center of my forehead, and the side of my mouth and on my upper lip. So I'm just gonna let that sit just for a little bit. Then I'm gonna take a powder brush. I'm gonna use this BH Cosmetics Studio Pro in the number 2 and take whatever is left in my cap from that translucent powder and set the rest of my face. I'm gonna go ahead and start pressing that powder into the face. So same thing that I did to apply the concealer and foundation, I'm gonna do for the powder. Now I'm gonna use that foundation side and help blend in the powder. Now I'm gonna go back into that Jaclyn Hill palette, and the same shade that I used for my lid, I'm going to bring it down just a little bit at the bottom. I'm going to take, this one's by Morphe in the M432. It looks like this, and I'm just going to tap into that color and tightline the bottom. So just building up that color. All I'm doing is the same thing I did to the lid, just packing on that color. Now taking that tiny blender brush that I used earlier, is going to start blending that out. So I'm not going to contour, I'm just going to bronze up my face to bring back some dimension. So I'm going to use this Revlon Skin Lights Prismatic Bronzer in the shade Sun-Kissed Beam, and I'm going to take my Morphe M530. So I like to smile when I apply my bronzer, and then I like to use the same brush to bronze up my nose. So I just pinch the brush like this, not really so defined or anything. I'm not trying to contour my nose. I feel like I already have a pretty small nose, so I'm not trying to make it disappear or anything. I'm just trying to add color back into it. Before I go in with my blush, I like to go back with that translucent powder and clean up my bronzer. And I don't let that sit, I just brush that off right after. For blush, I'm going to take my Morphe blush palette. It's the Warm Master in AW, and I'm going to go in with the Unapologetic and MUA shades, which are these two right here. I'm just going to use my e.l.f. blush brush, tap into that, tap off the excess, smile, and apply. These are really pigmented. If you guys do use this palette, you don't need to dip into it too much. Like, it's very, very pigmented. Going back to the eyes, to blend my lashes with the false lashes, I'm going to take my Maybelline the Falsies Lash Lift mascara and apply a little bit more focus on my actual lashes. And then with the same mascara, I'm going to do my bottom lashes. So to set my eyebrows, I don't have much eyebrow hairs, but they do tend to like go, because they grow down, so they tend to like poke out right here at times. So I'm gonna take my Maybelline Tattoo Studio Brow Gel in the shade Deep Brown and just brush through the hairs very lightly. You guys see that? Just gave myself a mole. It's okay, because I'm gonna show you how you can clean that up without it looking like you just did that. Going back to my eyes, I'm going to use my Maybelline Tattoo Studio Gel Pencil Liner in the color Bold Brown. Okay, so to clean this up, I'm just going to take a disposable spoolie and brush that out. And you see how like that literally made it disappear. Boom. I just got these off of Amazon. It's really great to do like hacks like this. The trick is you just need to let it completely dry and it'll come right off. This goes for like the lash glue, for eyeliner. Whenever you mess with it when it's wet, you're just gonna make a bigger mess. So to prevent that, just let it dry, and literally it went away. Like, I don't even have to touch it up at all with foundation or anything, because it looks like nothing even happened. So now what's left for me to do is my lips. I am not going to do highlighter today since I already have some shimmer going on my eyes. I just want to keep the rest of my face pretty matte. I honestly don't remember how I felt about this one, because I literally forgot I had it. I just got this like lipstick holder the other day and I just set it up yesterday, so now I'm able to see all my lipsticks. So this one is the Rimmel London Stay Matte Liquid Lip Color, and it's like this pretty brown. So like I said, I don't remember how I felt about it, or if it's like long wearing or what, but if I kept it, I must have liked the performance of it. It has a pretty high scent. I like the brush. The brush is just pretty flat, but because it like rounds out, it actually helps really be precise with the lining. I didn't want to use a lip liner or anything. It's pretty. It's pretty. I like it. To set my makeup, I'm going to use the Milani Make It Last setting spray. I'm already almost out of this one, but I just bought more drugstore setting sprays because I'm trying to see or find a really good drugstore one that I can alternate from the Urban Decay. Taking my beauty sponge, I'm just going to press in the setting spray. Alright guys, this is the final look. I love creating looks like this. Just easy, but yet with something a little extra, using that Super Shock shadow. If you guys haven't tried these, they've been around with ColourPop for a while. Like, they're not new or anything, but I just freaking love them so much. They can really transform the look with very minimal steps, so which is why I like these very much. But yeah guys, that's it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed watching tutorials like this, please be sure to give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.